What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Interest, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. Gervonta Davis is not who y'all think he is. I think people need to come to the realization he's not who they think he is, or he's not who they want him to be. Once people realize that, then they're gonna look at him how they need to look at him. He's just a good fighter, elite, but he's not beyond elite. He's not, we don't know if he's a Hall of Famer fighter yet. Shit, he might have a Hall of Fame career, but we don't know. Like, it's questionable, it's kind of questionable, and I'm going to talk about that. But first, I need you guys to like the video, share the video, and hype the video for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. Gervonta Davis, man. Gervonta Davis has all the talent in the world, but like I said multiple times on this channel, he doesn't believe in himself. Kind of similar to Jerron Boots Ennis. Both guys doesn't believe in himself. Gervonta Davis literally had the world at his fingertips, and he threw that away. I mean, there's still some hardcore Gervonta Davis fans out here that are going to rock with him no matter what. I'm a fan of Gervonta Davis, but I'm just going to tell you who he is. That's the difference from me and you guys. I could be a fan of a guy and still tell you how I think, how good I think he is, or how good I think he's not, or how not good he is. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm still able to give you constructive criticism, even though I enjoy watching you as a fighter. Some people refuse to do that. They refuse to give their favorite fighters constructive criticism. If a guy's doing something wrong, you correct that. You say, yo, you need to fix this. Like, I'm a fan of Haney, and I said Haney needs to fix. He needs to work on keeping that hand up for the left hook. And when I was watching Haney fight, train for Brian Norman Jr., I did multiple videos where I showed you pictures of Haney really keeping the left hand up for Brian Norman Jr. And it showed in the fight when Brian Norman threw that left, Haney's hand was up the whole time. Haney practiced and drilled that in the gym. His muscle memory was able to, so Haney was able to take constructive criticism. And that's what a lot of people hated. They was like, oh, Haney didn't want to take constructive criticism while he lost to Ryan. But Haney ended up humbling himself, and he took constructive criticism. And that's why I picked him versus Brian Norman Jr. Because I knew he was the better fighter. All he had to do was work on catching that left hook and not getting hit with that left hook. But not only do he have to catch the left hook, he needs to get under that left hook too. If he can get under that left hook, he'll be a problem for a long time in the sport of boxing. But anyway, we're talking about Gervonta Davis. I don't want to get off topic and talk about Haney. But you have to be able to give your favorite fighters, or a guy you like to watch, constructive criticism. This fight right here, Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. This fight, even though Frank Martin wasn't a world champion, but this fight really put Gervonta Davis, in my personal opinion, put his star status even higher. It wasn't a big pay-per-view fight like the Ryan Garcia fight, but this fight really gave Gervonta Davis a lot of respect. Nobody expected him to cook Frank Martin the way he did. I thought he was going to win the fight, but I didn't think he was going to destroy Frank the way he did. In fact, I thought the fight was going to go to the cards. Or if he did knock him out, I didn't think he was going to knock him out in the fashion he knocked him out. I was truly impressed by Gervonta knocking out Frank Martin. I think Frank's a solid fighter. He may not have a extensive amateur pedigree, but he's a solid fighter. I didn't think Tank was truly going to knock him out the way he did. That fight made me an even bigger fan of Tank, not the Ryan Garcia fight. This fight made me an even bigger fan of Tank. I was like, yo, Tank, I was impressed by that fight. Now, I want to see you step it up in competition. The guy had the world in his palm, the momentum, and he threw that away by going to fight a guy in a lower weight class, bringing that guy up to fight him in Lamar Roach. And we've seen this time and time again in the sport of boxing. You have the world watching you, momentum in your hand. Instead of giving the fans the fight they want to see, you go and give them a fight they don't want to see, and it backfires. And that's exactly what happened with Gervonta Davis. He went and gave the fans a Lamar Roach fight. A fight nobody asked for. And he arguably lost that fight. And lost all of that momentum he had coming off of the Frank Martin knockout win. Unfreaking believable. And then he refused to rematch. He refused to rematch Lamar Roach. Just how he refused to rematch Pitbull Cruz. I don't get it. A guy can have so much potential and not have confidence in himself. But then again, we got to go back to what he said himself. He only boxed because he wanted to get out of the hood. He wanted to change his situation. So, I feel like we as boxing fans, when we hear these guys say stuff like this, we need to believe it. We need to take what they say seriously. We may have expectation for these guys like Gervonta Davis and other fighters we like, but once we listen to these guys talk and they tell us shit like, I had to box to make it out the hood, that's when we like, okay, this guy, he didn't box because he actually liked boxing. He boxed because of the money. He said, I had to box. Keyword, I had to box. I didn't want to box because I want to be the greatest fighter of the world. I had to box because I wanted money. So if you're going to tell me that, I'm going to take that very seriously, Gervonta. Yes, you had to box and you got your money. Now you're living comfortable. You feel like you can fight whoever you want to fight now. And that's why it's hard for people to really get behind guys like Gervonta. I'm talking about hardcore boxing fans to really get behind him. I mean, the casual boxing fans of the world is going to support him no matter what because they caught a bond to him. But once they realize he's not who they think he is, or his mentality isn't what they want it to be, it's going to continue to break their heart. I'm trying to help them not break their heart by telling them the truth now. Hopefully these guys listen to me. It's your boy, No Interest, and I'm out.